All right, welcome to the Muscle Maturity Podcast, episode 77. I'm here with 1983 Mr. Olympia, Samir Bannout, Marcus Guerrero from Old School Labs, and I'm John Hansen. On today's show...
Hi, John. Hi, Marcus. How you doing, guys?
What's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Good to see you, as always.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about the Mr. Big Evolution, which was the show last week, where Nathan DeAsha beat William Bonac. And then we're going to preview the upcoming Vancouver Pro Show, which is coming up this Saturday and Sunday, I think, 13th, 14th. And then we got some questions from our listeners, and we're going to answer those at the end of the show. All right, so
nice.
Let's talk about that Mr. Big show, which was in Portugal Pro. And William Bonac, I'm sorry, not William Bonac, Nathan DeAsha took first place, beat William Bonac. All of us, I think, picked William Bonac, but Nathan DeAsha came in looking really good, really big and full. So he is qualified for the Olympia now this year, if he can make it over. He can usually never get a visa, but hopefully he'll be able to go. Yeah. So let's talk about this. What do you think of Nathan, Samir? I thought he looked really good.
To be honest with you, from the video I saw and the photograph, I'm impressed. I mean, the guy really he looked better than I usually see them. And you know, based on that, he did come in harder, fuller. It was popping. You know, Bonac, fantastic quality without a doubt. He's ripped. But I think, you know, nowadays in bodybuilding, if you don't peak right on the dot, it's just going to affect your appearance a little bit. I think William was slightly below his fullness from that last show, and slightly below. You know, I would say maybe it was 5% less fuller. And I think that probably what played role in why he lost to Jason, because Jason improved about 10% or 5% over his previous condition. So therefore, from my perspective, he was a worthy winner of that show, and he looked fantastic. Congratulations to him. And definitely, William Bonac was very impressive. I mean, some people may call it differently, but based on conditioning and quality and mass, I think Jason did a great job.
You say Jason or Nathan? I mean Nathan.
DeAsha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Jason.
Yeah, I think he was fantastic. He looked really good. You know, William did good too, but I think he was slightly, again, if I repeat what I just said, he was just not.
Kind of weird because Bonac beat Beiruz, and then Beiruz beat Nathan, and now Nathan beats Bonac.
Well, you know, John, you and I know it's all about peaking on that day.
Right.
I mean, you could be a little bit flat, or you'd be too full, or maybe you have a little more watery. So really, the mastery of peaking is so critical, and it really makes the difference in your placing. So
yeah, it looks to me like
whatever Jason did, he hit it right on the money. He was full, and he was, you know, his quality was excellent. Really, I'm impressed. You know, So
it looks like Bonac tried to come in harder, and he looked like he lost fullness.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Really, I mean, ultra full.
What do you think, Marcus?
Yeah, I couldn't. As I was watching, I stayed up. I was up to I think it was 6 a.m. my time. It started, and it still didn't come on to 11. I fell asleep, woke up to wellness, and you know, finally I was able to see the matchup. And I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't shake my face the whole time I was watching it. Like, I was just sitting there hoping Bonac was going to win, and I couldn't stop looking at DeAsha. I mean, the size and fullness he brought to the stage I couldn't, all bias was there. I wanted Bonac to win, and it just, there's no way. It was clearly Nathan. The fullness was just, it was impeccable. It was crazy. And I do feel like he came in, Bonac kind of came in almost similar to how John said, trying to get more conditioned, was bringing it down, and it almost worked against him, you know, which I feared. I feared something like that was going to happen, and it's what we see. You know, we see the whole little weird trifecta of one beats one, and now it's this cool little rivalry.
Well, for me, I don't care who wins, really. I hope the guy who deserves it to win, whether it's Jason, whether it's William Bonac. whether it's our friend from Iran, what's his name again? Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's got a great
Belarus.
body too. But sometimes conditioning does matter, and I think the judges is really making sure the conditioning comes in as a first priority, the main priority. I mean, anyway, I think that was the right call for Jason to win, and William. Yeah, he probably would need to be more fuller for the next show. Yeah,
Yeah, even like Nathan's ab shot. I thought he killed Bonac on the ab shot.
yeah, yeah.
I don't like. You see
Yeah,
how
there was,
Bonac was doing his ab shot? He covers up his abs.
yeah,
The judge should have called him out on that.
yeah, I'm not a fan of that. And I even like, because when he's seeing his muscular, I only see that right now. And I'm like, I just want to see how he looks without trying to hide it. Because even if you don't have the best ab setup, I feel like, I mean, we saw that with like Nick Walker, where he changed, where he started to sit down on his abs, and now it's like, honestly, it's one of my favorite ab shots of like today's top bodybuilders. It's a really good one. So I just wish he showcased it a little bit more, because I hate hiding it. I hate when they kind of step to the side to kind of
Yeah.
hide the flaws, which I get, I understand.
Yeah, he's
But
got abs. I
You
don't know
know,
why he's
you
not
know,
showing them.
Marcus, with all due respect to all these guys, I know they all work hard, but they really have to figure out how to be ultra professional when they've shown what they have, whether it's an ab or most muscle or side chest. I mean, we always talk about the showing. I mean, every time I said it, you have a beautiful airplane. If you don't know how to fly it, it's gonna cause a lots of turbulence, and you may also crash. So I don't know, John. What do you think? I mean, do you think these poses have been done properly, or it could be better?
No, I think the judge needs to call him out too. Whoever's the head judge should tell him. We need to see an ab shot, hands overhead, both arms
Oh,
overhead,
really?
out of vacuum pose. We need to see an ab shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of
Back in
like,
the days, John, when we used to pose, there's a man, but I remember Dennis Tallard from England.
Yeah,
Dennis
yeah.
Tallard, like, if I'm standing like that, said, feet together, hands down. And so they actually made sure we show things in a professional manner. And, so I think right now it would be good for the judges to be a little bit more strict or put it under control. A lot of people would ask me, said, Samir, that's why the judges ask him to stand like this or from the side like that. I think that some of these things need to be modified a little bit and be changed for the better. I mean, we're all here care about the sport. We love the sport, and we want to look as professional as possible. But anyway, that's another topic for later too. So
that was what's on the screen right now. I just want to talk about professionalism and all that. I thought that was such like the way Bonac. I guess it's been a topic at times as far as since past Olympia, but them having the same coach, the Boss Outlaw, Stephen. Like I love that little moment on stage that we're seeing, the camaraderie between them, like the their teammates in the end. Like you could tell that Bonac was really happy for Nathan, and that was such a like that. I
very
love such
sweet.
a beautiful moment. It would show, yeah, and it gives back to the sport of bodybuilding. And I mean, honestly, I don't know if y'all y'all know the guy AJ, who's been like these last couple of shows, like the Portugal, Spain. He's like one of I guess like the MC. He kind of like commentates it, and he has like this crazy good energy. So I want to give like credit to that too. It's a guy named AJ. Like he's just always commentating. Like the last 3 shows, I guess one of the like
This
European.
is the most beautiful scene. Believe me, I rather see that happen every time. Not like when Phil Heath and what's his name. When Phil used to crash with with Kai Green, they used to like get mad at each other. Come on, dude. Be a good sport. This is so beautiful. Even Bonac was such a class act for doing that. He's gonna get a lot of love and respect from the fan. Because nobody.
I was a coach on.
We're all human. We're all gonna be off at one day, and so it was such a quality gentleman by coming and hugging him and congratulate him. I love that. That's the best thing I see in this year.
When they're giving out the awards?
That's a class. That's total.
Wait again, John.
Why was the coach on stage when they were giving out the awards?
Oh yeah, I think he ran out. Like I don't know if he was on the side or in the back. I know he ran on stage eventually. Like And I mean, I'm happy they allowed it though.
I think this coach should wait on the side of the stage and hug them when they get out. Unless they made a plan like that, I don't know. But for me, it doesn't matter. No biggie.
But
I think
I'm not gonna lie though. I can never deny the Kai Green hair whip for Phil. That's probably one of my favorite moments. So I mean, we do need to get into
yeah,
that.
but you recall that Kai Green and Phil Heath used to want to almost go fist fighting on stage. I mean, to me, this is really uncalled for. It's not professional at all. Frank Zane, Haney, Makaway, none of us really behaved like aggressively in a hateful manner. We don't need that. May the best man win. We really don't care who wins. I mean, we are here. You said you were hoping, let's say, Bonac to win. For me, honestly, I don't care who wins. We're gonna look at the winner. We're gonna congratulate him, and we're gonna go for the right thing to do. I mean, we support winner. We're not biased here.
Yeah, I was watching the Phil Heath documentary recently, the one that came out, and they touched base on that like heavily, that topic, all that, and I thought it was really like it coming full circle, and they kind of echo what you're saying. They look back at it and they kind of hate it because it's like, man, we're not supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be thugs. We're not supposed to be sitting here acting and going rah rah with each other. So like, I really like that it was able to go full circle and they can coexist.
You remember Lee Haney lifted Makaway one time on stage. Yeah, this is a good sport. That's why I love Haney. Haney is such a class act. He's down to earth. And this is what we need to see. This is what we need to see. Right. Hey, come on. I don't care. I mean, sometimes the greatest. What happened? Ronaldo lost last week. Right? Ronaldo, who was the greatest soccer player, he lost. I mean, you can't win them all. At some time, no matter if you win or lose, you got to maintain your sportsman conduct and be class act. Honestly.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Amir, who got third place? I thought he looked really good.
Conditioning. Yeah. That conditioning was, the conditioning was crazy. And like one shot that I noticed that was just like, you got two of the best like side triceps on stage with like the fullness that Nathan brought, and then Bonac just, I mean, to the side, I think him and Ian are like some of my favorite side shots of like today's bodybuilders, 100% with the quad sweep and everything. But Amir was just right up there with him, like impeccable. The conditioning really helped. He was going to be a force.
I totally agree. I think his condition was fantastic. So he's a good third for sure. And, look for him maybe in the future is going to take the fourth spot. So,
I think Chris Lucito's his coach.
It's because Chris is coaching him?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Oh, yeah, so, keep going upward, keep forward, and don't look back. Yeah. I keep telling people, in the 80 Olympia, I was almost last. Ken Waller and I were in 19th place. The year after, boom, I jumped in, made the winner's circle in the top 10. The year after, I was almost winner in England, in Wembley. And so, you just got to hang in and keep working. And, this sport is just things don't happen overnight. You just have to be consistent and go with the flow, because you can't win them all. But again, continue to, keep your tunnel vision, keep improving. So I can see him with Chris Aceto on board helping him. I can see him going into higher places eventually.
Yeah, he's done quite a few shows this year. So.
Yeah.
That's what speaking of like consistency, he reminds me a little bit. I don't know if y'all see it, but like especially with the conditioning, Roman Fritz. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Roman Fritz was like one of those just consistent, always coming in, slowly creeping up to the top, and just had like that crazy conditioning. And they kind of remind me of each other.
Yeah, and he's doing pretty good posing, and he's doing the side tricep. Some of the poses I could correct a little bit, but overall, he looks very respectable.
He's clapping for himself, Samir. Nobody was clapping, so he had to clap for himself.
Sometimes you got to do it.
No, don't wave to the audience.
Begging for the applause.
Another thing, I would never wave for the children, the audience. You don't need to do that. When you're beautiful, when you're shredded, when you're classy, the audience is gonna root for you. They're gonna bring the house down. But this, come on, I'm here. Like, come on, you don't need to do that.
I don't understand too with some of these European shows. Why do they have to wear the wristbands? They don't know these guys are competitors. They have to wear a wristband, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I didn't even peep that.
all these guys, every European show I see, they have wristbands on.
Hold on, guys, 1 second.
I wonder if it's for like a safety thing as far as like getting backstage.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't know their competitors. There's only so many.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's somebody else matching their size walking around trying to get backstage. So here, speaking I'm curious as far as like for giggles, like, so if you compare like I don't know if y'all caught like the fourth place was Christian Wolski. So like when you compare like Christian to like Amir, like as far as what y'all like, your cup of tea, who would y'all rather have as far as like like seeing them at their best? Like who do you like body wise? Because I like Christian Wolski's like overall physique and like flow a lot. But Amir obviously came with the conditioning. Yeah, it's just like the quad sweep and just I love the shape that he has.
He's got huge legs.
Yeah, good shape, and I feel like Amir killed him with the conditioning, but I really do I like this guy a lot. So I was curious to how y'all feel about like comparing them as far as their overall like physique.
Yeah,
it's like his legs are his legs are less.
I didn't see the entire show. I didn't see the entire show, Marcus. So I just saw the winner, and now I'm looking at some of the guys. Okay. Yeah, I mean, quality is very, very important. I'd love that old school quality. I really would love to see, in the Mr. Olympia, that onion paper thin skin. I would love to see that again with that mass. I think that would be like, wow, that would be mind boggling if they can be this massive in that paper thin skin, which is, I have not seen that for quite some time. How big is this guy? Like right now, he's like the guy who came in third. He seemed pretty sliced.
Yeah, Amir definitely brought like what I would expect to be like that. Like an old school person would definitely like what he brought. The package he brought was really good. I mean, the conditioning was there. He was pretty, sliced and diced. This guy, I don't feel like he came with that same conditioning, but I do like his overall.
Yeah. I mean, with Chris Aceto, you see, this is the thing. Chris understands fluid and electrolyte management. This is a very important topic right here. Some people don't take that thing as very serious. Only a few coaches really hit it right on the money. Coaches that there's a few coaches like Chris Aceto will understand that part, and like Hani Ramboyd is also pretty professional about keep the balance in the intracellular and subcutaneous fluid. This is the most critical part in peaking. Most guys can't do it without proper coaching. Sometimes a coach would look at you and tell you what you did yesterday. Okay, well, today I want to increase your sodium. No, I need you to increase your magnesium. No potassium. The coaches should understand what you have done, the final phase. It's very critical to have mastery in fluid and electrolyte management. And then most people don't realize that. So if you take too much, like for example, you take too much potassium, that elevates your aldosterone level and actually make you more watery. You're taking more magnesium, for example, is going to draw all fluid to the cell. Some coaches are very masterful about these things, and some really, they get lucky. Some, they do it stupidly. Some coaches will give their athletes some diuretic. They end up going on stage somewhat flat. So it's really a fine line, and mastery is very important here. It takes years and years of experience to walk on that line. You can't go over under. You know what I'm talking about, John. It takes extensive experience to bring your guy to the stage. Like Jason DeAsha, for example, he did a good job. He peaked right perfectly. It was full and dry. So whoever was coaching him, I don't know his coach name, but I'm impressed. He did a good job. So that's why coaching is so important. So important, in having someone that can do it safely is even 10 times more important. Yeah.
Right.
We can never end talking about this particular topic. It's really important and really critical. You know, it is. I call it like sometimes I'll be at a show and some of those coaches would be like, "Bam," I'm like, you know what? It's a water war. I said, "You're right, Samir. It's a water war. You have water in the cell and water in the subcutaneous space. You don't want fluid in the subcutaneous area. You want all the intracellular fluid in place. And how to do that? It requires mastery in doing the right thing for your athlete. Yep. Live and learn.
I wonder if that's why you see a lot of the people who are like they kind of have the same coaches. Like we even seen that show. Like I mean, the top two guys were coached by the Boss of Outlaw dude. Like the one
Well,
around stage.
right now, who is like the most prestigious coaches? We know what they are. Anya Ramboy, Chris Aceto. Yeah, I mean, we have a few good coaches, but then again, in some coaches, for me personally, I don't agree. From over 50 years in the sport, and I find out some of the things that's been used is detrimental. It's not actually help you. Sometimes, like I said before, a little bit of subcutaneous fluid when you have absolutely no body fat on and your skin is like saran wrap, paper thin, a little bit of water cannot hinder anything if you're full enough. So if you're flat and you're holding a little water, that's the difference. It's going to ruin that look. So you have to understand how to manage that. It create that balance. It's so important. It's the difference between making 400,000 or 25,000. Trust me, yes. Anyway,
All right, let's preview the Vancouver Pro, which is coming up this weekend. So none of these guys are going to be going in it, but we got Stanimal is going in it, and Beef Stew, and John Jewett, and Robin Strand.
Well, good. I mean, I like Stan is one of my buddy. Stan Amal. I used to help Stan in posing from day one. I worked with him for a couple of years, and he's pretty good about. He's very passionate. I see him improving. I think Stan made a big mistake early on, but now he realized exactly what it is, and he's like really working on getting super quality, old school style body. And so, again, getting massive at all costs. To me is, I know he might say no, I didn't do it. Yeah, I think Stan, he gained a lot of weight at one time, and I think it took him over a year or so to get back and get that polished look. And right now he's looking really good. Look at his back; you can see fiber in his trapezius. Look at the detail. So he did a great job in the past year to come back to what I thought would be more pleasing. More detail, more thinner skin. So, yeah.
This is how he looks now.
But he still have time. I think he'll be more prepared at showtime. But I'm not coaching. I don't coach Stan when it comes to nutrition and peaking. That's not my. He worked with Asita for a while. I don't know who's helping him right now. But yeah. Anyway, and so who's another guy with Stan is Beef Stew.
Yeah.
And let's say Beef Stew, I like his body. I like his passion. But honestly, I'm going to talk about this. It may sound like it's a stupid topic, but honestly, it's not stupid. I mean, having a big hair, it takes away from you. With the shorter your haircut, if his haircut like yours, Jean, he's going to look much more impressive. He's going to look bigger. He's going to look wider. Going up there like the Jackson 5 back in the days, it's, I think, from my perspective, no disrespect, I love the guy. I don't know him one-on-one, but I see him, how passionate he is and how much he's putting into the work. But you have to trust me on this. Cut your hair slightly shorter, make it shorter, or maybe put some gel on it for that one part of the time. Make it slick. Make your hair a little bit smaller because it will enhance your appearance. That's all. Honestly, I sincerely mean that in a positive way, not in a derogatory way. Like, oh yeah, I look like no. It will help him. It will help him for sure. What do you say, Marcus? Honestly, what do you think?
I mean, I know we touched base on this before, and I get it that it could take away from your overall the width. It kind of takes that away, and it makes sense, 100%. Like I mean, almost like from a scientific standpoint, it makes sense. So maybe a little bit off the sides. You gotta get a fade or something. But I like the hair.
No, I mean the hair. Marcus, I didn't say his hair looked bad, but I'm just saying his hair during that competition take away from his body. I don't tell him, don't get a haircut. If you want, it's probably better while you competing, but or do some kind of gel or do something where your body look more impressive.
Get some braids or something.
Yeah,
or something,
that's exactly what I meant. I mean, come on. For all I know, I don't care. I mean, look at Kai Green used to have the Bob Marley style. He's got his hair, bro, but it was not going this wide. Kai's hair was slick and was hanging behind his back, but it didn't take away. He knew how to handle that. But Stu, he needs to make it less bushy. The bush is too big.
I had some unique dreads. His dreads were only there. So he had a buzz cut here, a little one.
No disrespect. No disrespect. I saw Beef in New York last year at Steve Weinberger's show. And honestly, I was impressed. I mean, the guy looks good. And so this is the only thing that I can advise him to do is, trim it a little bit or put some gel or tie it up make it a little bit, so they'll bring his shoulders with it, bring his body. That's my take. I don't know. So I don't know what you think, John.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it. That's his trademark, so he's not going to do it.
Yeah,
but I think he's going to be the favorite going in.
Stu?
He's done this has got to be his third show, right?
Yeah.
This year, so
I've
seen a couple pictures up.
He's got the
lately,
tool.
and he definitely looks harder. So I think he's got the body. I think he's going to be the favorite.
Yeah, he's got a good body, without a doubt. I'm not saying anything about the body. I'm just saying how could he make himself look that couple 10% better. And that is, believe me, I sincerely mean that without being, it's not a joke or anything.
What do you guys think of John Jewett?
John Jewett.
I think he's going to do well.
Yeah. I feel like John Jewett is somebody who it's very hard for me to pick between those two.
Yeah.
As far as the winner, because I think John Jewett might come with that conditioning. He might bring that next edge to where we haven't really seen Stu bring it. Stu always brings a great package, always. He's been doing really incredible, but I'm afraid that John might get this one because that conditioning is, he's been bringing a total package.
I saw Dennis James' podcast, and Chris Cormier was saying John Jewett was letting his stomach hang out last time.
And
on the last show?
And
I think on that one he placed
third or something.
Third, right? Yeah. His last showing?
Yeah. So he's going to have to control that.
Was that next week in Toronto or this weekend?
This weekend.
It's this weekend.
Yeah, well, I won't be here. I would be in Budapest, leaving tomorrow to Budapest, Hungary.
Do you think Stanimo has the size? Because, going against, so I know, John Jewett's smaller, but he's 212. He has a big package, though. But, Beef, very big dude. He comes on stage, very full, takes a lot of space. How do you feel that'll be with Stanimo? Because I've seen Stanimo in the past, crazy good conditioning, but then when it goes up against someone like Stu, I'm very curious to how that's going to,
have to wait and see, because I think Stu has got a pretty good body, without a doubt. He's very impressive. And if he brings it in sharp, really like DeAsha, for example, if you have that kind of quality, I mean, honestly, it's going to be hard for, Stanley. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to say anything until you see them both on stage. So, the other guys. So.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Stanley. He's my buddy. But again, may the best man win.
I think it'll be between Beef Stew and John Jewett, personally.
Oh, yeah. So, and maybe Stan. These are the top three, right?
I think so, yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the other ones are getting any type of coverage, or the Robin Strand.
Yeah.
And that's really all you. Tim's another one he's been in a couple of shows. He's coming back for this one.
Yeah. Stan just sent me a video of himself. He looks pretty good. He's looking good. He's doing his very best. So, and he's got that in mind right now to bring in as much quality as possible. And we'll wait and see.
This is Rob.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to be a pretty good showing, honestly. Like, the guys, I think they all bring a really, good quality to the stage. I've seen him a couple of times, too, Strand. Like, he's been doing good.
This is Robin Strand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good. Real good.
Mm-hmm.
Real good condition to this show.
Yeah, the conditioning.
Mm.
Yeah, he looks good. He could definitely make it in the top 3.
I know his face is a little pale for you, Samir. It's a little color difference there.
Is that with Hassan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with Hassan, yeah.
Look at that. Cross cut and triceps.
It would have been nice to have seen Hassan in this show, but I think he pulled out last minute. I know there was talks with him joining, but I don't think he's going to be in anymore, so that kind of sucks. I'd like to see him kind of,
Why'd he pull out?
bring up from that last showing.
You know why he pulled out?
No.
What happened? I heard Hassan dropped out of a show. Is that true?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, he was supposed to do this show. I think, didn't he actually, who won last year? Was it Hassan who won last year?
Toronto?
I thought it was Vancouver.
Sorry. Yeah.
I can't remember.
I don't remember either. But what's wrong with Hassan? I mean, is it just injury or what? Hopefully it's not a health issue.
I don't know. I didn't hear.
Yeah, nice guy. I met Hassan twice. Very nice guy.
Yeah. Him and his wife, both, like, his wife is super friendly.
No, they're good people. Yeah. I met him at the LA at the muscle contest in LA 2 years ago. Wonderful person, really sweetheart. So what else going on in the world of bodybuilding, John?
We got some questions here from some of our listeners.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Samir. It said, after you won the 83 Mr. Olympia, who did you think was going to be your biggest threat next year? Did you think it was going to be Lee Haney or Bertle, or like who did you think was going to, of course, McAway, right? I mean, who did you think was going to be the guys that you had to really watch out for in 1984?
First of all, Lee Haney is one of my favorite people and really great Mr. Olympia. I'm not going to lie about it. I came in prepared, and I don't want to bring in negative memory where they did this to me, well, whatever. But in 84, I was prepared, and God is my witness. When I walked backstage, Tony Pearson, who was here with us, he congratulated me and said, Samir, you got it. And the thing is, look, I swear on the soul of my mom and dad, Tony Pearson, when he saw me in that condition, he said, Samir, congratulations, you got it again. And look, I'm not going to say, I should have won or anything. But, I mean, I know Lee Haney was coming strong, and I know Berto Fox was, like, amazing in Germany in 83. But I can tell the potential of Lee Haney was very good. Why? Because Lee has incredible shoulder to waist ratio, a beautiful body, and Haney can pose a little bit better than Fox. So, and honestly, I think both were. I felt like both would be under my radar. But I went to that show knowing that I would win again. Honest to God, I don't go to a show to be second or third. I want to go to win. Like we all go to win. I think this competition was between Haney and I and McAway. So, again, I don't want to be rude to anyone, but for me, sixth place was orchestrated. Okay? And I'm going to say it again on the air, and I'm going to say why that happened. I think Wayne DeMilia was not a good man or a trustworthy that handling the MPC. It wasn't an MPC, it was like an IFBB. And for that reason, again, I think Wayne ended up fired by Ben Wieder. So I have personal problem with Wayne DeMilia. And I think Wayne DeMilia, along with Alan Dolphin, who actually was the manager, the president of the Wieder, Wieder, Woodland Hills, California. And before that, I mean, Alan Dolphin would come to my house, have coffee in my house. It was really cool. We're friends. And honestly, I treated these guys like family. Whomever orchestrated for me and Joe to have a little bit of an issue, and it was Joe was a victim and I was a victim. And so let's not talk about the entire story. Maybe I've talked about it in the past. But yeah, I felt Lee Haney would be the man to really look after, because Haney is an incredible bodybuilder. And, if he wasn't, it would have been Mr. Olympia 7 time.
So who did you think, like, right after the 83 Olympia was over with, who did you think was going to be, like, for next year?
Honestly,
after the
I felt Fox was very scary in Munich, and I thought Fox should have been. I thought Fox would have been worthy of a top 3. I honestly think so, based on what he has. The only reason Makawi would beat guys like Fox, not on muscle, they beat him on intelligence, in performance, in showing it. Yeah. Like Makawi, he have like one of those F-17 or F-18 jet where he can fly so slick. Makawi, we call Makawi the magical Egyptian because he's magical. He knows how to move. Yeah. Like Makawi, his weakness was his back. I love Muhammad. Me and Muhammad are friends. But Makawi, he will not show you a lat spread. He will not show you double bicep like straight on. He will hit it 3/4. Right. And in fact, I was going to put pictures of Makawi on my story. I love Muhammad. Muhammad is intelligent you can't imagine. He will move in a way you will not catch him looking bad in one pose. Very smart.
Masterful poser.
So I thought, if you look at muscle to muscle, for God's sake, Berto Fox beat all of us on muscle. He's out muscle all of us.
Yeah.
No lie. The only way I beat Fox was my back. I beat him on the back. I beat him on showing my body, my total package. I have a little more sharpness, especially in the middle area, in the center. Now, I think Haney was very good. He came in third to Makawe. But I don't know. I mean, the judges, they loved the way Makawe performed. And to say he's not worthy, of course he's worthy, because Makawe, he beat Haney at one time after that. So we can't say Makawe, we can't underestimate his size, that he's not the biggest man, but he's a professional to the T, super, extremely professional. So yeah, I felt like Haney and definitely Berto Fox, But again, I thought, because I'm bigger than Makawe, and I felt like I can match him in every body part, on the legs, in the back. I will kick Makawe's butt in the back. He won't get mad at me. But his arms are unbelievable. His delts, his showing, Makawe is like incredible. I say Makawe is one of the greatest posers of all time. Makawe, Frank Zane, and Ed Corney. And after that, who? Those are the king of posing. Aside from talking about John Grimmick, who was the most elegant positioning man. John Grimmick was one of the greatest performers. Bill Pearl. But, when you say Muhammad Makawi is a magical Egyptian, it's 100% correct. He is magical.
How about when you got home from Germany and it all sunk in? You're like, holy shit, I'm Mr. Olympia. I won it. Were you thinking, like, I want to win this like 5 times? I want to win it like 3 times?
I was coming back with vengeance. I trained like a madman. And, guys might witness, Lila Brada was with me backstage in 84. And Lila Brada went to meet his Cuban, his countryman back in, Sergio Oliva. So Lee came in with me backstage in Ferrigno. A lot of people, I mean, when Tony Pearson told me congratulations, you know what is that stuck in my head? I'm easily in the winner's circle. So for me, competing with Haney and Makawe for the top honor is acceptable. I'm not saying, I was better than Makawe, I was better than Haney. No, but I was head to head with him right on the same level. And so,
Yeah.
Jean, naturally, when you come in sixth place and you know very well that's absolutely robbery, absolute robbery. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
All right, we got another question. Any tips for a tighter waist? Your thoughts on vacuuming and waist trainers?
Planks. Get some planks in.
The vacuum posing.
Planks, okay.
I honestly, I failed miserably on that vacuum pose. This is one pose
Really?
I couldn't do. And let's be honest here. We're not saying, oh, me. The truth must be told. I can do a double bicep with vacuum. I could never do the vacuum with an ab. I can do an ab shot, but I can't do the vacuum like Frank. Frank has the best vacuum that is. And we have a friend like Jean Defenders can do the vacuum. I could not, for some reason, even though I have a fairly big rib cage, I just could not and did not really think it's the top priority. I didn't. So I had a double bicep with a vacuum. It looks okay. But the ab with a vacuum, no, John. I failed on that. I just couldn't do it.
I was always able to do a vacuum like real easy. I mean, I have a pretty big rib cage.
You did it, John? Show us some photo doing that pose. I love that pose, but I just couldn't do it.
When I did a front double bicep, I would always do a vacuum.
Oh, no, I can do that. But when you say vacuum, automatically I think of Frank Zane. He's doing that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah?
I could do that too. Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I can only do a crunch and ab, but no vacuum where I could have a cave-in rib cage.
I feel like it's easier as a kid.
Did you do it, Marcus? Marcus, did you attempt doing that?
I'm not the best at it. Like, I don't care for the shape of my rib cage too much. But I feel like it's smart to do like some of like that. I actually even curious about how you feel about like trainers and things like that. I feel like your transverse.
Marcus, I'm not joking. Even now, I have a rib cage, but I cannot like exhale and inhale and hold it in. I just couldn't do it. I don't know why. I could do every pose, every single pose you could imagine I can do, but not the vacuum. Maybe I can coach someone to do it. I can't do it. I don't know. Maybe my shoulders, whatever it is, it just feels awkward on me.
Yeah.
Yep. The truth must be told. Only God is perfect, right?
How do you feel about like waist trainers and things like that, or like belts in the gym like 24/7?
Maybe if I torture myself.
Is that why they do that? They wear that to make their waist smaller?
John, I want to see you doing that. You have a photo of that doing it?
Yeah, Scott could probably find it on my.
Well, I want to see that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I have a friend who here who won the LA and California back in the days, and he did a vacuum was similar to Frank Zane. You remember the company Dream Tan and Muhammad Mohsen? He was like really, really good at it. He did that pose.
I
you know him?
Yeah.
He did a great job.
I remember.
He did a fantastic job on that pose too. And John Defenders, John Defenders also, who won the USA. Yeah, let's see, John. Wow, look at that. See, that's very impressive. No, really, that is impressive, John. I never saw that photo. You know that?
Yeah, I was 22 there.
That's fantastic. You know what I like about you? Most people, when they do this, the lat, you see, your lat is fantastic. It's like stick out. Beautiful. Yeah. Really pretty.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Very, very good. It's like Arnold have that kind of vacuum. When he did double bicep, he did it that way. Yeah. Man, that's a vacuum better than Hoover. You can vacuum my house in a second. That's nice. That's nice. I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Our next question is about dieting. What was your diet like 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, and a week before competition, and how did it change?
Well, diet, it doesn't have to be exactly the same every time. It's you do things accordingly. My body fat always stayed within striking distance. And for my Olympia prep, for example, all I did is 4 months prep. More people won't, we're not going to believe it. It's up to you. Don't want to believe me, don't believe me. But I'm telling you the truth here. I took 4 months, 2 months, I put on quality mass, John. I tried because I trained hard and I ate quality food, but increased my calorie slowly. Plateau went up, plateau went up, plateau went up. For like 8 weeks, John, I turned like a bulldozer. But honestly, if I put on fat, probably maybe 95-5 ratio. So I put on quite a bit of beef. And then by doing that, you boost your metabolic rate. You have more muscle. Fat burning will become like very easy, very easy. And I think that's important. I mean, people, why bulk up? When I say bulk up, I don't mean to get like a fat Albert bulk up. You don't want to get fat. You want to put on muscle. The more muscle we have on, the faster the metabolic rate, the faster fat burning would happen. So, yeah, I mean, like, for example, when I went to Germany, I was right around 208, and really looked good at 208, 209, somewhere around that. And I did it in stages. And so, I was there about 5 weeks before the show. And on an average, John, I dropped about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds. And then you dry it up a little bit. I could have been 3-4 pounds fuller, but my body fat was absolutely no subcutaneous fat whatsoever. None. So I was ready 10 days out. And what I did, slowly but surely, I dropped my caloric. I dropped down. And then, yes, I took a day where I ate more. You diet. Let's say 5 days of diet, 1 day of a lot of eating, 5 days in dieting. And on that day when I was loading, I didn't do like one cheat meal. I had all day cheating. And so you can even get fat if you tried. And you know what? My carbohydrates went down considerably. And so my body weight was dropping. I started looking really great, fantastic when I was 205, 202. Wow. And I dropped to 196, John. And then really, I mean, I can remember Jean Balick. Jean Balick saw me the night before. You know Jean Balick, right, Marcus? He's the publisher of Iron Man magazine. And he's one of the figures who does the Iron Man show in LA. Great guy, understands bodybuilding very, very well. Very intellectual, very intelligent when it comes to also nutrition and dieting, besides being a great photographer. So Jean, he came into my room, he looked at me, he said, "If you do anything different, I kill you." And I said, he said, "Samir, nobody's going to beat this. You hear me? If you change anything, I kill you." I remember I saw John at the Olympia last year, and I reminded him that we start laughing. John, I recall Joe Wieder was trying to get a hold of me because he wanted to do photography. So I went to the hotel where we stay in, what's his name? The promoter, Albert Busek. He put us in he did a great Mr. Olympia. So I called Joe in his room, said, "Joe, Samir here." He said, "Samir, where?" Joe's like, "Where are you? I've been looking for you." Anyway, he said, come on up. I went up. And I have my aluminum suitcase, John, my aluminum briefcase.
Right.
And I said, and Joe said, "Samir, what do you have in this case? What do you?" I'm like, "Joe," I opened it, and I have like foil paper with sweet potato, a little bit of chicken breast, a little bit of this and that. And he said, and he told Betty, he said, "Oh my God, may he rest in peace, Joe." He's like, sweetheart. He told Betty, he says, "Buddy, can you imagine what these guys go through, all this hard work? I really love this guy. It's like, really, he's a true champion." So he said, "Well, take your shirt off. Let me see what you look like." So I take my shirt off, and Joe looked up like, "Oh, holy shit. Let's call a photographer now. Jean Balick, Mike nephew." He started like panicking. He said, "I want to catch you in that condition." He said, "Whatever you've been doing, Samir, I'm proud of you. You did a great job." I said, "Joe, I ran into Germany because I want to put my tunnel vision together. All I want is that this, all I can see, training my ass off, eating properly, 100% tunnel vision. And believe me, that's all I did. And yeah, John, basically to keep the question going, I start dropping my calorie and carbs. And then, yes, every 5 days I had a whole day of loading. And then the final week where you go, I did deplete and replete a little bit. And so, yeah, I could have actually been fuller, like Jason DeAsha, but still, Jason was super full this time. And actually, I could have been slightly fuller, in my opinion. Some people disagree with me. And like, for example, guys like Gary Strider said, Samir, honestly, at the 83%, you were only about 70% full. And I said, yeah, Gary, I think I was about 70% full. But who cares? I was clear, saran wrapped skin, and big enough, big enough to beat guys like Berto Fox. But hey, when I walk backstage, I look at Berto Fox, I says, holy crap. You got to see Berto Fox backstage. He's got muscle on top of muscle on top of muscle. This guy, even today, with all the insulin, all the crap, all the GH, nobody, and I mean it, nobody have the density of Berto Fox. Even today. And Berto Fox, he only took small amount. Well, whatever. I don't know exactly how much he took, but he didn't take GH. There was no GH at the time. He didn't take no insulin. And anyway, I'll go back to Samir. So that's what I did. I cut down slowly and re-peaked. And it worked out good.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine that.
With my fluid and electrolyte management, I studied everything I did in 82. I reapplied the same system, what I've done. I took sufficient amount of magnesium. I took sufficient a little bit of potassium, but not excessive, small amount. I kept my electrolyte balance the way it should have been. And to be honest with you, I have a man who is extremely intelligent. His name Dr. Hans, and Dr. Hans is not one of those stupid doctors that tell you jump off top of the building and kill yourself. He was smart. He explained to me some of the thing about electrolyte management. And I've already did a good job in 82. Before I went to Germany, in 82, I had the condition, right, John? You remember? 82, I had the condition. So whatever I did in 82, I reapplied it in 83. And I have the support of a scientist. Dr. Hans, he explained things and he taught me a lot about fluid and electrolyte management. And really, it's the most important topic to learn about in bodybuilding. Fat burning is simple. Most of the guys you see in competition, nobody have fat. It's a water war. Put the water in the right compartment. Load up properly. Understand how to be full without spilling over. Spilling over is something can be prevented, but you have to understand how to balance the act. And, trial and error, John. Trial and error.
One thing you said that stood out to me was, and I want to ask the question. I was like, what did this do to your mental? Like, whenever, like, Joe Wieder, with who he was, when he's literally in front of you, like, showing that much passion and praise, like, what did that do to you? Because I can only imagine, like, what type of battery.
I remember when I was in Michigan, and before we came to California, Tom Platz and we stood down under a gym called Ron's Body Shop. And Joe and Tom says, yeah, I'm going to go to California. And I said, you know what, honestly, Tom, that's my plan. And I want to go meet Joe because I saw Joe at the International. And it was nice to me. And Bill Reynolds, if you remember Bill Reynolds, who was the editor-in-chief of Muscle and Fitness. So he introduced me to Joe backstage at the International, right? And so Joe, you have a beautiful body. I want, So Joe gave me the compliment. And it was for me, and Marcus, it's like for me, oh my God, it's like you can't get any better person to compliment you. It's the godfather of bodybuilding, the master blaster, Joe Wieder, who brought Arnold, who brought Franco, who brought everyone. Sergio Oliva, he brought them all to Southern California. Joe Wieder is a thinking man, may he rest in peace. He knew bodybuilding better than any human being now and ever. Nobody can replace Joe Wieder, honestly. So yeah, Tom Plass, he came in 1 month before me. I came back to Southern California 1 month after. You know, when Joe Wieder compliments you before the '83 Olympia and tell you he's proud of you, to me was like wow. It's like right there, I got a Sando before I got the real Sando. And so, and Betty was there, and she, Betty said, you know what, Betty, she's still with us. May God bless her and give her, prolong her life. Betty told Joe, he said, Joe, I have to be honest with you. Out of all these guys, I like Arnold and Samir the best. And I'm like, wow, how sweet. Betty Wieder, who's been there, done that around the best of the best, to give me that kind of compliment, wow, I felt that. And Joey said, yeah, but don't say it so loud so the other guys won't get jealous. I swear to God, I could rewind, replay what happened. But yeah, to me, it was like a kid in a candy store. Joe got a hold of John Benny. He said, John, please go see Samir, take photo anywhere. I don't care if he's sleeping, if he's in the shower, if he's in the bathroom taking a poop. Take photo of him. And so that was wonderful. And, Joe Wieder was happy for me. And for me, it was like, wow, who else better to look at you the night before the show than Mr. Joe Wieder? May rest in peace. Joe is the true godfather of bodybuilding, in my opinion. Yeah, it was unbelievable memory, Marcus. It was incredible.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. It's cool that it still resonates with you so deeply. I like that. You can clearly tell how much it impacted
I love
you.
Joe. Listen, I love Joe. He treated me like his son, and I don't want to blow hot air here. I love Joe like a father, and he was very good to me. He invited me to his office in Woodland Hills at least twice a week. I would go eat with him, and Betty is still with us, and his daughter Lisa is around. And you know what I'm saying, I will only say the truth about this man. This man was very kind to me. He treated me like his son, really. But some people tried very hard to separate us. I don't know who, but there were some people who weren't clean. I don't want to say more, but that's between, what's done is done. But Joe, may rest in peace, he was like, it was magical time for me to just walk into his Woodland Hills office. It's the same thing. I'm sure Tom Plass felt the same way. Whatever Tom did, I did simultaneously, would go. And I got to the point, I love Joe so much, I would imitate him. It was just great memory. And not long ago, Jean, I drove by that building in Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
And this building is sold. Betty sold that building about 2 years ago, right around the end of COVID period. And I looked and I took photo, and I want to send you some of those photos. And I swear I could have a tear in my eyes, because I remember when I came in late 78, early 79, we'd go to Wieder office every week, twice, sometimes 3 times. And it was like I'm going home, basically. So like, Samir, here, read this article. Tell me what you think about it. What do you think of Robbie's arm? What do you think? He's doing the magazine, and he asked me, what do you think of this? What do you think of Robbie Robinson's arms? Or what do you think of Mike Mensa? He would ask me, what's your opinion? I'm telling you, the man was like, love what he was doing. And if you look at Muscle Fitness magazine, it was like unbelievable, beautiful magazine, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
I never missed an issue.
Muscle Builder too.
You remember that magazine, Marcus?
Not really. I mean, I know about it and I know of it, of course, but I don't remember it.
Man, you don't know what you guys missed. I came here during the golden era, and I was lucky enough. Same thing as Tom Platt. Joe was very nice to Tom. And, we both came from Michigan. Tom was Mr. Michigan 2 years before me. And he was already top name. He was like competing with Ron Tufel. whom I later competed against round 2 for myself. So we had a rivalry, but we always have respect. Tom is a great human being. I really love Tom. Tom is wonderful. He's a great warrior. You can't say enough about how good Tom was. Great member.
All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up there, and then we got some more questions for next week. We'll pick those up next week, and then we're going to go over the Vancouver Pro next week, and we'll go over the results of that and see how that turned out.
Yeah, hopefully I won't give you much problem with connection from Europe.
Yeah, you'll be in Europe next week.
Yeah,
right,
I'll be in Budapest. They have a big show. Kathy Bella, who's bringing Brandon Curry now. Ronnie Coleman is there. They have like great event there. I will be putting some story regarding that show. Look for it too, guys. Anyway, it's
all right.
It's good to see you,
John
and Marcus. Always
Oh, absolutely.
Can I tell you something quick, please, before we go? And you know me, I don't really talk about my product much. I don't. But this time, I need to tell people to really, this product called Crea Prime. And I swear on the soul of my father that this is something I don't leave home without it. And I'll show you my pack. I have one whole box in my container, take it with me. I don't miss a day without taking it. I really want the athlete to trust me and take 4 or 5, total 5 of them, even 100 milligrams. 4 of them is 100 milligrams of caffeine, 25 each milligram. But the supporting class in this formula, you get a pump like you can't imagine. Your tunnel vision, your strength. So Marcus, you tried it, and I don't know, honestly, what's your feedback about this?
No, I'm telling you, I was telling you earlier, like it is the one product, that Replica GH and the creatine, it's every day for me. Every day, I will never sleep on the Crea Prime. It is great. I take it for my workouts. And of course, like the Replica GH after the fact. Like you can't, I feel like Lava, because of what it is, and Replica gets so much shine and credit. And so I appreciate Crea Prime getting this just due from the man himself, because
Marcus, honestly, I don't plug myself. We do the podcast for the love of bodybuilding, but honestly, I want to tell the people, my fan or my friend out there, I know Jean hasn't tried it. I want Jean to try it. And Jean, you need to try this, and I swear you will enjoy it because it's healthy, it's safe, your blood pressure under control, your tunnel vision is like 100%. The pump is amazing. And, not bragging, my strength, but guys like you, Marcus, should take probably about 5 before the workout.
Okay, yeah, I won't be taking
5.
So
and when I take 5, oh my God, I want to destroy the gym, but under control. Focus. So if I take 6, I will beat John and Ben overall. Anyway, guys, great chatting with you as always.
All right, guys.
And
we'll see you next week,
guys.
Right,
God
Joe.
bless.